Hey, Club family. And so, again, we are reading The Hunger Games here at Book Club with Darth Jesse. So, we are picking up where we left off last week on page 124. Now, if you remember in last reading, Katniss and Peeta were getting trained on how to behave during their interviews. And she got the beautiful dress from Cinna. And they are on their way to the stage. So, let's begin. Just stepping on the stage makes my breathing rapid and shallow. I can feel my pulse pounding in my temples. It's a relief to get to my chair because between the heels and my legs shaking, I'm afraid I'll trip. Although evening is falling and the city circle is brighter than the summer's day, an elevated seating unit has been set up for the prestigious guests, with the stylist commanding the front row. The cameras will turn to them when the crowd is reacting to their handiwork. A large balcony off a building to the right has been reserved for the game makers. Television crews have claimed most of the other balconies, but the city circle and the avenues that feed into it are completely packed with people. Standing room only. At homes and community halls around the country, every television set is turned on. Every citizen in Pan Am is turned in. There will be no blackouts tonight. Caesar Flickman, the man who's been hosted the interviews for more than 40 years, bounces onto the stage. It's a little scary because his appearance has been virtually unchanged during all this time. Same face under a coating of pure white makeup. Same hairstyle that he dyes a different color for each Hunger Games. Same ceremonial suit, midnight blue, dotted with 1,000 tiny electric bulbs that twinkle like stars. They do surgery in the Capitol to make people appear younger and thinner. In District 12, looking old is something of an achievement. Since so many people die early. You see an elderly person, you want to congratulate them on their longevity. Ask the secret of survival. A plump person is envied because they weren't scraping by like the majority of us. But here it is different. Wrinkles aren't desirable. A round belly isn't a sign of success. This year, Caesar's hair is powder blue and his eyelids and lips are coated in the same hue. He looks freakish, but less frightening than he did last year when his color was crimson and he seemed to be bleeding. Caesar tells a few jokes to warm up the audience, but then gets down to business. The girl tribute from District 1, looking amazing in a see-through gold gown, steps up to the center of the stage to join Caesar for her interview. You can tell her mentor didn't have any trouble coming up for an angle with her. Each interview only lasts 3 minutes. Then a buzzer goes off and the next tribute is up. I'll say this for Caesar. He really does his best to make the tribute shine. His friendly tries to set the nervous ones at ease, laughs at lame jokes, and can turn a weak response into a memorable one by the way he reacts. I sit like a lady, the way Effie showed me. As the districts slip by, 2, 3, 4, everyone seems to be playing up some kind of angle. The monstrous boy from District 2 is a ruthless killing machine. The fox-faced girl from District 5, sly and elusive. I spot Cinna as soon as he takes his place, but even his presence cannot relax me. 8, 9, 10. The cripple boy from 10 is very quiet. My palms are sweating like crazy, but the jeweled dress isn't absorbent and they skid right off of it if I try to dry them. 11. Rue, who was dressed in a gossamer gown complete with wings, flutters her way to Caesar. A hush falls over the crowd at the sight of this magical wisp of a tribute. Caesar, very sweet with her, complimenting her 7 in training, an excellent score for one so small. When he asks what her greatest strength in the arena will be, she doesn't hesitate. I'm very hard to catch. She says in a tremulous voice, and if they can't catch me, they can't kill me, so don't count me out. I wouldn't in a million years, says Caesar, encouragingly. The boy tribute from District 11, Thresh, has the same dark skin as Rue, but the resemblance stops there. He's one of the giants, probably 6.5 feet tall, built like an ox, but I notice he rejected the invitations from the career tributes to join their crowd. Instead, he's been very solitary, speaking to no one, showing very little interest in training. Even so, he scored a 10, and it's not hard to imagine he impressed the game makers. He ignores Caesar's attempt at banter and answers with a yes or no or just remains silent. If only I was his size, I could get away with sullen and hostile, and it would just be fine. I bet half the sponsors are at least considering him. If I had any money, I'd bet on him myself. And then they're calling Katniss Everdeen, and I feel myself as if it's in a dream, standing and making my way to the center stage. I shake Caesar's outstretched hand, and he has the good grace not to immediately wipe it off on his suit. So Katniss, the capital must be quite a change from District 12. What has impressed you most since you arrived here? Asked Caesar. What did he say? It's as if the words make no sense. My mouth has gone dry as sawdust. I desperately find Cinna in the crowd and lock eyes with him. I imagine the words coming from his lips. What impressed you most since you've arrived here? I rack my brain for something that would make me happy here. Be honest, I think. Be honest. The lamb stew, I get out. Caesar laughs, and I vaguely realize some of the audience has joined in. The one with the dried plums? Asks Caesar. I nod. Oh, I eat that by the bucketful. He turns sideways to the audience in horror, hand on his stomach. It doesn't show, does it? They shout reassurances to him and applaud. This is what I mean about Caesar. He tries to help you out. Now, Katniss, he says confidently. When you come out in the opening ceremonies, my heart actually stopped. What did you think of that costume? Cinna raises an eyebrow at me. Be honest. You mean after I got over my fear of being burned alive? I asked. A big laugh, a real one from the audience. Yes, start then, says Caesar. Cinna, my friend, I should tell him anyway. I thought Cinna was brilliant, and it was the most gorgeous costume I'd ever seen. I couldn't believe I was wearing it. I can't believe I'm wearing this either. I lift up my skirt to spread it out. I mean, look at it. As the audience oohs and ahs, I see Cinna make the tiniest circular motion with his finger. But I know what he means. Twirl for me. I spin in a circle once, and the reaction is immediate. Oh, do it again, says Caesar. So I lift up my arms and spin around and around, letting the skirt fly out, letting the dress engulf me in flames. The audience breaks into cheers. When I stop, I clutch Caesar's arm. Don't stop, he says. I have to, I'm dizzy. I'm also giggling, which I think I've done maybe never in my lifetime, but the nerves and the spinning have gotten to me. Caesar wraps a protective arm around me. Don't worry, I've got you. Can't have you following in your mentor's footsteps. Everyone's hooting at the cameras and finds Haymitch, who is now famous for his head dive at the reaping. And he waves them all good naturally and points back to me. It's all right, Caesar reassures the crowd. She's safe with me. So how about that training score? 11. Give us a hint. What happened in there? I glance at the game makers on the balcony and bit my lip. All I can say is I think it was a first. The cameras are right on the game makers, who are chuckling and nodding. You're killing us, says Caesar, as if he's in actual pain. Details. I address the balcony. I'm not supposed to talk about it, right? The game maker who fell in the punch shouts out, She's not. Thank you. I say, sorry, my lips are sealed. Let's go back then to the moment they called your sister at the reaping, says Caesar. His mood is quieter now. And you volunteered. Can you tell us about her? No, not all of you, but maybe Cinna. I don't think I'm imagining the sadness on his face. Her name is Prim. She is 12, and I love her more than anything. You could hear a pin drop in the city circle now. What did she say to you after the reaping? Be honest, I swallowed hard. She asked me to try really hard to win. The audience is frozen, hanging on my every word. And what did you say? Prompts Caesar gently. But instead of warmth, I feel an icy rigidity take over my body. My muscles tense as they do before a kill. When I speak, my voice seems to have dropped an octave. I swore I would. I bet you did, says Caesar, giving me a squeeze. The buzzer goes off. Sorry, we are out of time. Best of luck, Katniss Everdeen. Tribute from District 12. The applause continues long after I'm seated. I look up at Cinna for reassurance. He gives me a subtle thumbs up. I'm still in a daze for the first part of Peeta's interview. He has the audience from the get-go, though I can hear them laughing, shouting out. He plays up the baker's son thing, comparing the tributes to the breads from their district, then has a funny anecdote about the perils of the capital showers. Tell me, do I smell like roses, he asked Caesar. And then there's a whole run where they take turns sniffing each other that brings down the house. I'm coming back into focus when Caesar asks him if he has a girlfriend back home. Peeta hesitates, then gives an unconvincing shake of his head. Handsome lad like you must have some special girl. Come on, what's her name? Says Caesar. Peeta sighs. Well, there is this one girl I've had a crush on ever since I could remember, but I'm pretty sure she doesn't know I was alive until the reaping. Sounds a symphony from the crowd. Unrequited love they can relate to. She has another fellow, asked Caesar. I don't know, but a lot of boys like her, says Peeta. So here's what you do. You win, you go home. She can't turn you down then, eh? Says Caesar encouragingly. That's the thing. I don't think it's going to work out. Winning won't help my case, says Peeta. Why ever not, says Caesar, mystified. Peeta blushes beet red and stammers out. Because she came here with me. And that is the end of chapter 9. All right, we're going to go ahead and finish. We're going to stop here, and we will pick up chapter 10 next week. All right? So here is Jay and Bea. This is your guys' assignment this week, okay? I would like you guys to pick out 5 interesting facts of the part that we just read. I know it's not very long, but I know you girls can do it, okay? 5 interesting facts from the reading today. All right. Remember, guys, we miss you so much. We love each and every one of you. Can't wait until we can get to see you guys all again, okay? Just remember, we love you, all right? May the force be with you. Bye.